Hello, comrades. It's Premier River, and we are looking down at one of our many distribution centers. I don't know about many, but we have a few of them, and I think we're just about to get done that other one. There's another one that we were going to build starting yesterday over here. How far along are we? We were waiting on some bricks. Yeah, so we still need a tiny bit of bricks here. So once those bricks are in, we'll have this one done. Now, I have some concerns, and this episode's going to mostly be about getting this distribution center going. And my concern is twofold. Maybe you guys can give me your opinion. It seems to me we don't have to be limited, but we have a choice, and they could be mixed. But do we, generally speaking, want to take like this guy and then distribute the goods we have here to the places that we want them? Now, I think it's still good, and I went ahead and built this warehouse because I don't want to distribute goods from directly from here because I want to be able to export the excess from here. Does that make sense? So in other words, one of the problems that I have is that, like I still want to be able to export, but I want to export only after I import, if that, or keep this stuff, not import, but keep the stuff for domestic usage. So in other words, I should have a truck, I think in this case it comes from here, that is going to the different stores that we have, and then it's going to come back to here and drop off the excess. So I like that system because then, we don't buy as much clothing. So I'm not sure how to accomplish that exactly with this distribution system. So is it better to have like this one distribution that will handle all of our clothing as far as exporting it or importing it goes? So what I would like to do in any event, so like see, then we have this one who's waiting for a full load to come into here, and he's going to drive by Tashkent. So we have, and that's generally how I'll set up my distributions. Now, I did get a comment the other day about, I'm sure your distribution's not as good. But just because you have to set it up manually, I don't think there's any truth to that statement. The assumption that you can't set up a system without this distribution that works well. I think the biggest issue that I see, and the reason I'm having this debate is really, like these stores here would want each of the things, right? Now, at this point, we're not giving them electronics. So we have 3 different things that they would want. And in wanting those 3 things, are we better off setting up a distribution at each town, right? As opposed to a distribution for each product. So in other words, now it doesn't mean to be, we could do alcohol and fuel, and at some point you may need more trucks than one of these guys can handle, right? So like how many trucks do we need to do the distribution here of things? So let's go ahead and, let's go take, hopefully this doesn't mess it up too much. Let's go get this truck, right? Now, where is he at in his life? Yeah, he's driving to the Riverville Shopping Center. Right, so let's go ahead and set this up to do the clothing as best we think. So what we want him to do, do we want them to go, I guess they need to go to here. Now, the problem is, are we going to export? Yeah, so we almost need to, like, have another way of doing it where, like we would come to here to load clothing. Right? So we're going to go to the clothing factory, too, to get our domestic supply of clothing. But then the problem is, how do we get it over to here, right? Like, so, in other words, I don't know that this distribution center... Yeah, I should have thought this through, certainly before I started recording on YouTube, right? How do we get a system where I would think that what we would do at that point... Oops, like the way that closed that? Yeah, I think what we would do is this would no longer be for exporting. But then how do I set this guy up to take the excess over to some other place, right? Yeah, no, I think I still want an export system. So what I'm thinking I do is... Yeah, I think we want to build... Well, this is all this, right? We would build another warehouse
for the excess stuff. And then we would, so in other words, this warehouse would stay here, right? And we would just fill it with clothes because, you know, we need a place to go tell this guy to pick this up. So we would get rid of this and we would say, okay, I want you to come to this building and pick up, load, you know, clothing. Once we put a covered haul in here, we'll be able to pick clothing. Or not, right? Like, we could also have other things coming into here. Like, we could have the alcohol or something going in there if we wanted. And then what we would have, and then the food. Yeah, you know what? That's what we can do. So we have this warehouse. And instead of putting the food into here, I think we should put the food and the alcohol both into this one. What happened there? That kind of scared me when that truck, I don't know if you saw what just happened, but yeah, so like, you know, let's just take this up to 100 or something similar. All right, and then we'll, all right, so we're going to put 50% food, 50% clothing in here. And then this guy, yeah, let's even catch him before he goes down there. He's going to go to here and unload food. No, he's going to go to here. Unload food and wait if he needs to. All right, we'll send them back over to here. All right, so now all of our food and our clothing are going to come into here, and our distribution center is going to go grab food and clothing out of this, right? Which is good because it's all covered hauls at that point. And then they are going to go to each town, I think is how I'd start out this. Now again, is it better to do town per town? I think it probably depends on how many people you have, right? So there's like one store in Eggenham. And then there's another store here. Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to depend on your situation. You know, like I think this is fine if you have a limited number of cities. But then again, you could always just do another distribution, right? Now the question is this enough trucks to supply all of these? All right, we don't have this store done yet. So we'll see. Right? Would 5 trucks be enough to handle that? Now the problem is, where are we at here? Right, and that's our 3 stores that we have. So in other words, like this guy. Now the good thing that I like about this, you know, there's pros and cons to everything in life, right? Like this guy who's going to look for food. Let's go see what we do if we put him in here. Right, now again, I don't know what happens when we're combining things. Is this 50% of one or, you know, that type thing? And then, yeah, it should be, yeah, that's the only vehicle coming in there. And then we need to look at the vehicles that were coming over here. All right. So these trucks were going to and from the stores. So we're going to send all of these willy-nilly, just wherever they're at. You know, I'm not going to try to wait until they're empty or something. So there's 3 trucks that we can put in there that were delivering food. All right. And then what I want to do is, yeah, and this guy. By the way, I did change the trains to go to 90% or 80% here, 79%. So hopefully they're not dropping anybody off. And I did take the buses off of here. What are you? You're rail construction office. Yeah. So I probably should even switch those buses. All right. I want everybody going to the train station. And we really do have too many people coming from those from the rail construction. But I don't want to get distracted too much from this, because this is going to be enough, right? So I want you to go and take these things, whatever's in here, to the places that they would belong, which is going to be the different things. So now that we have that happening, then how do we know what is excess, right? Well, I would say that what we need to do is the trucks that are in here are no longer needed, right? If they're like these trucks, and there's going to be some that are a little different, right? So let's just get them all open. Let's see, because like the food one there, that one's fine. All right, this one up here. And this one up here. All right, so this guy is fine. Let's just leave him out of the way so we don't accidentally open them again. We'll put them down here at the bottom. Oops, and then he just disappeared. Yeah, so all of these guys who are going to take clothing out to the various places and then export it, these guys, I don't know what they're going to do. It may mess them up and they may lose some food. Yeah, but this guy, no, right? So why don't we just put him in here. I want to get them when they are empty in this case. See, like this guy's heading out to the export. Let's go export this, because this is our main source of income. So I'm also, it's pretty deliberate that we have 800,000 right this minute. Yeah, see, and this is sort of a problem here that I didn't like about what I had set up, is that, well, now there goes all the food. So we weren't going to actually export that. So maybe we can do it a little more efficient. We'll have to see. And see, this guy's heading up there too. What are you doing? All right, you're coming back. So you can go to here. Now we should have, oops. Yeah, this should be full of trucks by the time. Now we don't have power. Are you kidding me? How do we always not have power supply when I add another thing to something? I don't necessarily think we need power, so we're going to hope that. It just feels like every time I add another building someplace, like we're over here building another substation, wherever it is, I can't see anything. All right, so this is the Lykoff House Road construction. In other words, we're over here building another substation right as we speak, which, by the way, I forgot to do the electrical, so hopefully we'll do that. All right, so let's see here. What do we have going on? We're coming into here, right? We've got all of these vehicles that I want. As soon as they get empty like this, I want to send them back to like here. All right. Yeah, Lykoff. You're still heading out, and you're still heading out. Okay, so when these guys get empty, we will bring them back in. So now what's happening is, what I need to do, I think, is take these trucks and say, okay, I want you to drop off stuff here. All right. Now this is Lykoff warehouse. Yeah, I guess they should go to here. That's fine. And we can select this just so we know what they're doing. All right. And then what I want this guy to do is come from here to here. I really wish they would add like if full. like it really needs, we need an if statement at this point. All right. And then, you know, the other thing about this, now that I think about it, these guys are going to go from here to here. Oh, I know what we could do. Yeah, we need another. Let's close this for a second. Can I get a... Yeah, I probably could. We need another warehouse where I could have trucks park and wait. Like, the warehouses are annoying because they only have one parking space in them. But if we were to put another... let's use this road cargo station. It's more symmetric. All right, let's keep it a little bit away from the... Yeah, look, so that'll auto... I don't remember that auto attaching. That's something else new. Oh, come on. I do want you to auto attach. All right, if we were to put that guy down there... you know, let's not cross the railroad tracks. We'll just come right on in here. All right, if we were to put this guy in here, then what I can do right, is I could have like this guy go from here. Let's just pull out one of these, right? So what we can do is we can have this guy go from here to here or wherever, drop off his stuff here, and then he can come over here and drop stuff off, whether it's the food guy or the other one, right? This would become the excess stuff, not the primary stuff, right? So this is where we would put the excess. And then trucks could be sitting in here, and once these trucks got full, then they would export. Yeah, that's what we need to do. Now, if you followed all of that, if you didn't, I don't know, go rewind it or something. So, and actually, look, I'll be nicer about it. So what we're doing is we have our clothing, and the same thing happens with food. Well, let's start with the food because there's only one. Food comes here, gets dropped off here, right? Simple. Then he tries to drop off any food that wouldn't fit into there. He drops off here. There's a truck waiting here to export that excess food. Same exact thing with clothing. Clothing comes here, drops off here. If they're, he will drive down here, drop off any excess. Truck waits here, takes the clothing and food away with them. All right, so we really could have built these like right next to each other. And here's, I guess, one of my points. The distribution system didn't make that any easier because we don't want to export the things until our folks have had a chance. Like, otherwise, we'll just be exporting too much, or there'll be this constant balancing act to have the right amount of trucks to leave a little bit of stuff in there. That would be, practically speaking, impossible, in my opinion. There's just no reason you would ever want to do that. Like, well, maybe you would. I mean, if you're a glutton for punishment and love micromanaging more than I do, you could try to balance that up forever. Yeah, so I think that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and get our little, just a bit of a mini construction, and we're going to get this guy to build this road, and he's already supposed to be working on. Oh, we don't have a concrete mixer. Well, we can remedy not having a concrete mixer. All right. Oh, are you guys all busy? Yeah, I guess they are. Yeah, we're working diligently. It looks like we're. No, never mind. I'm not used to the scrolling thing yet, and I really don't like the scrolling thing. As wonderful as the don't auto connect is the scrolling thing. It's just annoying because it cuts off the bottom. And then the fact that I can't change the size of this just really irritates me constantly. All right, so what I want to do is find a mixer that's not full of stuff, right? He's not really full of stuff, but I'd like to catch one on their way back. I knew that was going to happen. Let's see, you load 2%. Yeah, and it's going all the way down to Trugolnik. I guess that's how you say it. Somebody did give me a pronunciation key, and I did say it right, I think. Even sometimes the pronunciation keys can be a little confusing, but I'm just going to go with Trugolnik. It's probably something, not that, but all right, yeah. So we need to get. Yeah, this guy just was getting foot. I should have grabbed him when I had the chance, right? All right, so we're just going to forget about that for a minute, but yeah, we need to get a concrete mixer. And we'll do that when other projects. Putting power to this is not my biggest concern, though. I do want to get this built, right? Let's go over here and get a gravel road out this way, right? And then we can get. Yeah, so we're going to close some of this distribution stuff because we have to wait. What are you doing open? You were. I don't know why we had you sitting there open. It doesn't matter. We're just going to close it. All right, so we're going to give that a break for a minute. And we will go do more distributing in a second, but let's get this guy also working on this. And then we need to find a good place to get power from. Do we take it off of here? Yeah, that's probably not the worst place. We've got to get big power line, kind of a... Yeah, let's go off of here. Though I do want to get this road done first, but that's all right. We have the best part of the of the new mod or the new update. No, we don't want that. We want. Yeah, this needs to get auto purchased. I'm going to pause time for a second. I'm going to delete that wire right there. I'm going to put in a switch. And I'm going to not have it auto connect so it doesn't mess up our road, right? And we could probably kind of want it here so that we can maybe put some little building there. Yeah, maybe we could do like this. I think that would work fine. All right, so we're going to do this and then that. And we're going to commit to that. We're going to pay for each of these so we don't cut the power off for our people. Power to the people. Right. And then one more. Good. Alright, so let's play time again. We should be in good shape. Alright, so now we can get... Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking what I do... I really don't want this line cutting through... Yeah, that's the only negative. I guess it's gonna be an ugly line. I'm thinking maybe we bring around this way if we can, right? Well, here I can probably go to here. Right, if I go through this way, if it's even possible, right? Then I'm even though it's uglier than sin. Yeah, let's see. Will you? The thing I like about this is that I won't have to redo it because it'd be easy to go around this way to get to it, right? But this way, yeah, well, it won't. Is that one pole or two? Yeah, it's one pole. Swing it a little wider there, make sure we can get past the building, and then I would picture another building here, but I may need to, yeah, you won't really, oh, you will go around that corner, won't you? Yeah, because I think that would be a little less likely to interfere with anything. And this guy can go as sharp as you please. Yeah, you know what? This might be a case for this. Watch this trick. I'm forgetting it was a while ago. Look, you can do the reverse, which is like counterintuitive, but if you look, like it's a, you know. Yeah, remember that little reverse trick. It's a good one. All right, there we go. So now we can get power over there this way. And then the only other thing... Yeah, well, do we want another... Well, no, you know what? If we bring another one, we could always put in... I'm wondering if we just put a switch in here now. But no, let's just go ahead and build this. I mean, but I am picturing that one day we're good chance we're going to want another substation over here, but we could just go with what we got, right? So let's not complicate what doesn't need to be more complicated. I love to overcomplicate things in that sense. Over plan. It's not necessarily overcomplicate, though. I guess the effect is similar. it's like I'm a great planner, and I think that's one of the things that at least a decent number of you enjoy about my videos. But the problem is, sometimes I take it a little bit too far. It's hard to know the exact. Yeah, so you know what? I'm just going to send this guy over to here. All right, break the pattern, and the reason I just did it to there is because I don't really know where he's at. He can't be too far away from there, and I want to actually send him over to this one. Working for Lykoff House, because we're definitely going to need that concrete mixer to get this stuff done and this construction over here done. So with this new system, I don't think we're going to need these, right? So we're going to sort of transfer that station over to here and see how it goes, right? And then let's go over here. So this is going to be, yeah, we only have one. Well, no, we might have some extra trucks because, right? Well, no, we still need one of them in each of here. Yeah, and they'll be bringing. We might even need more in here, right? And then the question is, are we getting food? Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, we should probably take a look at this. If storage percentage. All destination buildings. No, we want this higher. Yeah, you know, let's... If all destination buildings... Well, no, yeah, that's not... This is what they need for the trucks, right? If truck is over X% full when it gets done dropping off here, then go to the next stop. Otherwise, go to another stop. That would be really cool. Yeah, really, like, if the truck is... Yeah, if the destination is less than 60%, then start heading there, because, like, we want a buffer, right? Like, we don't want these running out of food in our stores. Now, that's the other thing we need to do. Let's go make sure, just for now, all of our stores are buying food. Yeah. Let's see, one more, right? And here. Yes, okay, good. So they're going to buy food, so we don't have to worry about that. Now, how is this guy doing with his distribution? Very good. All right, so let's talk about this construction office. I don't see any reason to break these guys up. They're not much of a crew, but they're enough of a crew, right? So let's go in here and talk about what we would do. Yeah, so I think the choices that we have are... Well, we have the cement. Yeah, we have the train stations. We really don't have that much more to build up here. Yeah, let's let them get them doing the cement thing just for something to do. Yeah, really, and then to get these stations built. Now, the other question that I would have is, do we want another railroad construction crew up this way? It'll take an awful long time for these guys to try to construct all the way up here. Now, if we were... Yeah, we can't go... Yeah, if we were to build it over here, we should be able to get to everything, one way or the other. And that's not totally unreasonable to maybe come off of this road. Right? Yes, this is not about distribution. Let's do distribution. Expect that we'll put another, because we're not really in a hurry, we'll put another rail cargo station over here. All right, this guy's got something to do. I do need to go around and check those probably right after this episode to make sure people are still busy and working. And then these guys can start constructing this too. But the distribution. So what do we want this guy to do? Right, what I'm thinking of is, yeah, we were going to want the same kind of thing. Well, this is our export. Yeah, this is a little bit different because yeah, see, it's the same deal. Like, we don't have... It's almost like we don't want the factory connection. Right? I mean, because anything in here would be good to go, but we don't want them taking it out and just putting it right in the export. We want them to take it out of, say, the storage here. Try to drop it off here. If you can't drop it off here, then go drop it off here. So that's way we would only get the excess steel going. Yeah. I think that's what we want to do. I think I want to bulldoze this. Yeah, does that... Yeah, it does give me the... Right? I want to get rid of that factory connection. I mean, this could still be storage... Well, no, we don't even necessarily want wood in here anymore. We'll deal with that next, right? Let's go in here. That's the wood one. Maybe we'll deal with that in a second. Maybe we won't. And this is a steel one. Now you're taking steel down to there, and you've got a load. Oops, I didn't mean to close that. This is the other one. Okay, good. So you're on your way back here with nothing. Oh, no, you do have... Now you're on your way down there as well with steel. So, like, what I want is an open haul to go from here to here. And I should probably just need one. Then the other open haul... Yeah, there's a question about this one and how we get the the lumber. I mean, it's not that we really need it, but we do need a place up here for lumber. So we could just, keep that small percent in here going the way it is. So let's get the steel thing worked out, which will take getting one of these. Let's not waste the steel. Now the other side of this too, by the way, is this is getting awful full of steel over here. Yeah, so this might be, which is good. I mean, I'm glad we have that much steel and this much money, right? We really haven't been exporting any steel. And then do we put another distribution office here near this, right? So this is part of the question too. Or do we just try to distribute this instead of having this? Does this eliminate the need for like this kind of distribution area that I would build? Like, in other words, we just need to send them all the way down to here, or do we do the reverse? Do we say, okay, you need to go grab steel from the more local distribution? So I think at some point it's going to be a combination of things. Yeah, all right. Well, let's just check our construction. How are you guys doing? Okay. So we're just plugging away at this. Yeah, we don't need, probably don't even need that. But there's our, basically our university, our church, our store, school, kindergarten's built, housing. So we're getting close. Do we have people? Yeah, look, we have people in here. Oh, I did steal the buses before the episode began and sent them down here. So it's good to see that we have that. I don't like to see that power fluctuating so much. It's not fluctuating there. Good. Right, and then this, yeah, are they still running back and forth? Yeah, and then you're not running back and forth, right? But your job would be, yeah, it's, in some ways it's going to be hard to learn to keep track of this, right? So yeah, he's going up to Eggenham Warehouse to get food, which shouldn't do anymore, right? Yeah. And that's the only thing that we would want. Yeah, the way we're doing this, let's get rid of that. Let's take this guy. And just for now, since the other ones are up here, I'm going to send him back to here, because we'll know that's our excess covered hauls for a minute. All right, yeah, and then this guy is done dropping off. So what I want him to do... Yeah, we're going to have a part 2 here, at least. All right, so I want you... Well, you're already going to... No. So, yeah, see, so... Here... Oh, no, you know what? We're just going to add it to the end. And then get rid of the others. Load. Unload. All right. Close. Close. Go to there. Load. Steel. Wait. Steel. Wait, now the problem's going to be, just is that enough trucks? And then we only have 2 parking spaces here. Are we going to need more parking spaces? More like the road cargo station. And then once this guy gets done, where's he at? Yeah, he's behind a slowpoke. Or is, oh, the trains were messing him up. Yeah. All right, so this guy... He's most of the way there. Now, what are you... Yeah, so you're just driving all the way down here for nothing. So this would be a good... This is the example of the inefficiency in my system. It's not so much that I don't have the trucks going to the right places or anything like that, because, you know, yeah, everybody makes mistakes, but it's pretty... My system is actually a lot easier once you understand it that I used to set up. But... This is the problem, right? And this is where the distribution centers are going to be good, because they're driving all the way down here with these prefabs, yet you don't need the prefabs down here. So then I think what we'll eventually end up talking about is, do we need another distribution where this becomes like a sub-distribution? If you're familiar with the way they do electricity in houses, you may have the main panel where you're actually taking the prefabs from. But yeah, really, and so this guy... Yeah, we want to intercept him too as well, right? Because he can become part of this. So that these guys are going to go... Yeah, actually from here... Game safe. Thank you very much. You just blocked me. Right? So we're going to have these guys going from here. Yeah, so I need I need another yard for the prefab panels. Because I need to be able to take them out of here and then go to there, and then the same thing. Well, the bricks will be fine, right? But I need a truck. Oh, that's going to be... I don't know if it's going to be fine. I need a truck to go from the bricks to here. Does that make sense? So that I know anything that coming into here is stuff that we can use for the supply, and then that truck would take the excess, like, over to here. Yeah, so I need another yard that I would take... Well, we could use this one for both, right? All right, do this, and then... All right, so we could start exporting some bricks, and I could actually... Yeah, we might want to redo... Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on this one, because when he gets up to here... When he gets empty, we'll take him off. So any trucks that are doing bricks could be done the same way, right? So we want to take... Yeah, let's open this up. Open this up. And we're going to break this factory connection as well. Now the question is, can I get a road? Like, it's amazingly complicated to get a road, I think, from here to here. I don't want to mess up these footpaths. That's how the people are getting there. I mean, obviously we could build around it, but I don't think I want to get a road past all of... Like, and I wasn't thinking about this at all. I mean, really, we'd almost be better off... Yeah, just putting in, like, another storage over here. Yeah, and then the question comes down to what do we do... Yeah, what do we do when it comes to... Yeah. I don't know. I should have maybe waited to destroy that just because... Yeah, let's do... Yeah, we just need an open storage small, right? And is this where we would eventually... Let's just put an open storage small right here. We're going to put a road over to it. All right. And that will be where we take the prefab panels, and any prefab panels, this will be just like temporary. We might destroy it in the future, right? We'll get this guy to work on this road. All right, so what they're going to do is they're going to take prefab panels and bricks and put them into here, and we'll do the 50-50 thing here. That way it's not such a long drive for the brick truck. Like, in other words, and that's what I'm thinking, well, we could have maybe left this going. But that's fine, either way, right? We'll have a truck that drives the bricks around to here, drops them off here. We'll have this be the place that we pick up from over here, right? So this distribution will pick them up from here. And then so this should always be like half full of bricks, half full of prefab panels. This should always have, we could do wood in here too, really, right? We could do some wood and some whatever. Which really leads me to think, should we really be doing wood up here as well? Like, go get rid of our little wood distribution by Reverville and do that. But anyway, kind of running out of time on this episode. I hope this wasn't too confusing for everyone. I mean, I think it's getting pretty straight in my head. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully I just didn't make it completely confusing. But I promise to come back in the next episode, which will be back to back. So I won't have gotten your comments. But I feel like I want to get to a certain point, and then you can say what you need to about the way I'm doing it, because I'm sure there's going to be better ways, and I'm going to come up with a better way in 2 months, right? Like, oh, that didn't work. This is going to work, but I still want to keep my ability to export things. You know, this will still, I think, be the export hub here, where we can still get these things exported. Is this my truck that's coming back? Yeah, he's just going to get some steel. All right, well, let me straighten it out and get a few trucks off the road and hopefully not cause too many problems. And then I'll be back when I'm kind of ready to go. I might even put in a few more distribution centers if I think it's needed. But let's see what happens. All right, talk to you guys in a little bit. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Let me say that again. I hope you have a good day. Take care of yourselves. And I will see you in what it's going to amount to part 2 of the distribution system. All right. See you guys soon. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.